products contributes to the development of our communities, improvement
Again,
in
put
health
it
and
live.
education,
It's okay.
and the
Yeah, we
wholesome
can
We are
growth
starting.
of Zambia
Yes.
as a nation. Buying local creates jobs and puts food on our tables, clothes on our backs. Buying local is supporting ourselves, continuing to strengthen each and every community. We honor the communities that choose to buy Zambia, making boom washing powder the most loved, because from the beginning, we are in this together. Local is better, so think local first. Buy local and keep your money where your heart is. Boom. By Zambians for Zambia.
Millennium Radio. Zambia's first talking news radio station. Zambia's first talking news radio station.
Good morning and welcome to the other hour of the morning chat. We should say now it is the interview because the guest is now in the studio. The guest that we were awaiting to discuss a wide range of matters of national interest. And you should also be reminded that we are broadcasting to you live on 90.5 FM in Lusaka, 93.5, Kabwe 93.9 in Kapiri, as well as 100.1 FM in Ndola. Now, of late, we have seen, debate or continued debate around Butane collapse, or the collapse of Butane in Parliament, which was decampaigned, while the other camp did campaign for this particular bill to pass in Parliament prior to the collapse in the House. And stakeholders who were for the Butane had reasons to believe this was a progressive bill. And of course, we will be discussing way forward, or probably after the collapse of Butane, what next? Now, joining me in the studio is Patriotic Front PF member, member of the media committee in charge of the information and publicity desk. This is Mr. Erasmus Chendela Mkondo, and we will be discussing this Butane issue and other matters of national interest or other current affairs. Let me welcome my guest. Good morning, Mr. Mkondo, and how are you doing?
Good morning, Comrade Ivan. I'm extremely doing well.
Wonderful.
Especially that, we are living side by side now. It's an endemic thing, as Bazungu says, concerning the COVID-19.
Yeah.
But we continue praying for countries like the United States of America, who are having hard times with the COVID-19.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we remain resilient, and then as a nation, we remember that it's important to cover our mouth and also to protect the neighbors. Thank you.
All right. Now, Mr. Mkondo, we know, of course, for a fact that your party, the Patriotic Front, did vigorously campaign for Butane, did make advocacy campaigns in order for Butane to actually pass. They did, you did actually talk about how progressive Butane was. Now, this collapsed.
Yes.
Because you failed to meet the threshold in Parliament. The members of the opposition boycotted. They did not participate in the voting. Now, you as the PF, you said this is progressive because we don't want to go into an election with a constitution that has lacunas, that emanated from certain, issues after the 2016 elections. Now, way forward, what next after Butane collapses? Maybe let me even say, how do you feel that Butane collapsed?
Even just mentioning the name that it has collapsed or it collapsed, it sends a very sad reminder to our people that this is the second time we are mourning, having such a funeral. The first one, which happened in 2016, and that was the Bill of Rights that our colleagues, the UPND, decided to shoot down. And today, they still mourn with us over the Bill of Rights, that a lot of things that our people wanted to be enshrined in the Constitution and to be part of human rights, they have refused. Part of the things which I would want to start about, especially when you talk about the Bill of Rights, it was things like water. People should have a right to water, shelter. Those are 5 basics that we so much needed as individuals. Transport itself, people do have that entitlement as a nation. But this second funeral now, it's a Butane, and it's very unfortunate. The things that we are talking now about mourning with our friends, people who are living with different disabilities. That is the 1.7 million scattered along this nation, this great nation of ours. And these people, the Butane, who are saying they are supposed to have a representation, at least in parliament, we are saying the UPND is saying no to them. They are not concerned about their rights and their privileges. The other group, it's our women, who constitute almost 50% of this population. We are now standing around 18 million. You are talking about 9.5 women. The UPND, through rejection of the Butane that collapsed, they are saying our women should continue being in the kitchens. And others, they are saying they continue dancing for these odd politicians. For our youths, it's the same. We have a population about 6 million. They are about 18 to 35. 6 million of our youths, they are saying they are not interested to have even them having a say in the way we govern this nation. So the chiefs also, they are part of the Butane, the UPND, and those who look for the collapse of the Butane. They are saying the chiefs' wrangles should continue. They don't care. Although what they just care, it's like in the time of the registration, to just go and appeal to the chiefs to say, no, this is the village where we're coming from. Apart from that, they don't have any say. So basically, the Butane, it was a document, it was a bill that we had invested so much time, and we had started way back somewhere, is it 2017 to where we are. We thought all these things that you have mentioned, the lacunas, things like the 14 days, where we had our colleagues, the UPND, they had a problem with the petition they resolved when they lost. They failed to come up with evidence that their elections were rigged, or there were anomalies that they had observed. It's because of the time we thought we should extend that one to about 30 days. But unfortunately, they are saying no to that. Another one, it's talking about the ancient law, and that one which was done in 1955, this Public Order Act. The UPND, they are saying we should continue living under Welensky. So we are still partly living in the Welensky through the Public Order Act. With this information technology that we have, we needed at least to uplift the standards through the Constitution. So basically for us, there are a lot, and our way forward, it has been very simple. We will go out to our people. We are telling them we don't need to have compromises, because these compromises, you have learned a lot. Between 2001 and where we are as 2020, we have never passed the legislature or positive legislature or made any strong amendment. It has always been a compromise with having people like the opposition, the UPND. They are very cantankerous. They are very negative, myopic. And any word that you can bring forward, you find that it will nicely fit them. Because we saw how childish they were. Not even a day did they waste, did they spend any time to debate the same Bill 10 in Parliament. So that at the end of the day, would have come up with a compromise. So the way forward for us at the Patriotic Front is to ask for people out there, the members with disabilities. Remember, all of us, we are potential people to join the people with disabilities. We have, for instance, Honorable Copeland, who lost his arm when he was campaigning some time back, is in that category. Even myself, I'm next. So we are saying we should empower such people as our honorable, such like that. And then the other one is Rapula, member of province minister.
Yes.
Yes, he's also a person who has fought the able-bodied through and thick. So if you look at the number, that this is the reason why we wanted our brothers out there, they are at least given an age on which they can clean on when it comes to leadership, when it comes to legislature. Okay. So basically there are a lot, and we are mourning with the youth, the women, the chiefs, and then also everyone who loves Zambia. This was a progressive legislature.
Is it an issue of the tug of war between PF and UPND? Is it an issue of wanting to show who has more muscle? Whenever such bills or such documents are brought to the public eye, for example the Bill of Rights that you mentioned, now the Bill 10, each party will have its own position, and another will have, I don't know if it's deliberate, just to oppose the other, will have a position which is contrary to the other. What really is this war between you and UPND, PF and UPND? Can't you just, on certain matters, resolve to say, well, this is progressive for us, and regardless of the position that you were in, whether in the ruling or in the opposition, or even them, they say, this is not good for us. Even if you're in the ruling party, we feel this is not good, we shouldn't go that way. Just working together. Why the poor and back and forth?
We have had this poor working relationship between UPND and the Patriotic Front, mainly emanating from the differences of choosing leaders. And this mandate has been given to the people of Zambia to choose a leader. And in this case, in 2015, the people of Zambia opted for one Edgar Chagwa Lungu. In 2016, it was the same. So we have the leader who is in opposition, one Hakainde Hichilema. He has been a very bad influence on his party, and the unfortunate part is that he has no experience.
We can avoid the names,
okay,
for those that are not here to defend them.
Thank you very much. We have had an opposition which has had its leadership, which has lacked a lot when it comes to legislature. So basically, we have had the problems when it comes to understanding the position that you have talked about, of understanding the importance of coming out as a nation. So basically, it emanates from the background which I wanted to, although you have curtailed me, not to mention name, which is professional and very important, but our friends, the UPND, they have always had their own position because of the differences that has come way back from the election period.
And you also, as the PF, you've had your own position, which you don't want to compromise and just agree with your opposition. Not so.
Listen, we are a ruling party, and if you look at ours, it has been that one of compromise, because in all these things, we have never taken a lead, but we have more like brought things to the fore, so that there are discussions. There is enough what we call concession, so that agreement, we don't impose.
Okay.
These are some of the things, if you may see, like this one on the prisons, which came ruling from the court, the Concord. and we have accepted such. So we are a party which is very much ready to work with any opposition as long as anything is progressive. We have never shot down anything that has been progressive. And some of the things that we have been bringing forth, it's because we have wanted them to favor the opposition themselves.
Okay.
Like the 14 days, we understood how difficult it was for our brothers, the UPND, to accept the bitter pill of losing and trying to challenge the election within 14 days. For us, we won.
Which remains since
Which remains the same. The
Which
Public
is-
Order
yes.
Act, we are a ruling party. If you look at the Public Order Act, we are a ruling party, but we agreed. We came forth and then we said, let's change. We agreed, let's change the Public Order Act so that we accommodate this document, this law, will level the political playing field. So basically, if you look at that, are we a party that is just there to disadvantage the other players in the political circle? No. We have always been progressive. So basically, for us, it's not here and there. We have always believed that our friends, whom we cannot mention here, they are the one who are supposed to reconcile with us. And since we are a ruling party, we are supposed to demonstrate leadership. The way, in fact, the way it happened with the Michael Sata and Mwanawasa in 2008, before Mwanawasa passed on, may his soul continue resting in peace. We had that reconciliation, and we had the exchange of good words between the two, where the other one blessed the other one, even said, without your opposition, or constructive opposition, as the MMD, as me, Mwanawasa, I've really benefited from your position. So basically, this has been our background. Where we oppose in a constructive manner. This we have proved even when we are in opposition.
All right.
So basically, for us, it's not here and there that the differences that we have had, they should also be extended to the executive and then also the legislature. But you can even see to it also the way it has been the same Butane. Now it was also trying to be much linked with the judiciary. So here you even talk about tying the Butane with the eligibility of Edgar Lungu, and that one the judgment which was passed by the Concord. Our friends, they have always on the negative. They have always stood in opposition, but which is not supposed to be the case.
All right. Now, Mr. Mkondo, I understand you are in charge of the information and publicity desk. You
Yes.
are overseeing the running of social media platforms of the Patriotic Front and the other. With your experience in social media,
Yes.
the president in today's Daily Mail talked about stop social media abuse. Lungu says trend can disturb peace ahead of 2021 polls. And we're looking at the aspect of people, abusing social media, in general. Some want to incite others to rise against maybe the government and the like, and the others. Where do you think we are lacking as a country in terms of people being constructive on social media and actually being objective? We've seen the president getting insulted day in, day out on social media by children, even elderly people are misconducting themselves on social media. Where's the problem? Did it come too early? We were not ready for social media.
I think we are never ready for social media.
Okay.
It came too early.
we were
But
put on
anyway,
our-
we have an opposition again which believes that they can only have their debates held through social media instead of getting these debates as you saw, even the one for the Butane, which was supposed to be done through the legislature. And that is parliament. And then the other one, which now sits on the judiciary itself. For we know that we are a democracy, and in a democracy we have these three wings of governance that must at all time be respected. Otherwise, opposite to that, it is undermining the democracy that we are supposed to enjoy itself. So we can talk about even the other one, the Concord, the eligibility of one Edgar Chagwa Lungu. You find that people, they have gone ahead trying to debate a decision of the court through social media. So basically, it's timely that the head of state has come out and to make such pronouncements. And as the person who is in charge of social media, we have a huge task within the Patriot Front itself. You find others, lower people are coming from lower organs. They can directly talk to the nation. They can directly complain to the head of state through the same social media. So basically, it's important that we, as a people, we understood the importance of having a responsible is it content that we are supposed to post on social media.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it's important that we understand that the social media comes also with its impact, and this impact can be on the economical level. If you look at some of these things, especially where debt is concerned, national debt, you find people will be making video statements, and then they'll be picked by South Africans. Some people, small companies in South Africa, even in the UK, would want to make mileage out of it. They would want to show